It was November 24th, 1971, when a man named Dan Cooper purchased a one-way ticket at Portland Airport in Oregon for a flight to Seattle, Washington. The staff at the Northwest Airlines counter had no inkling that this man would execute one of the most puzzling crimes in American history, one that remains unsolved even after 52 years. Dan Cooper was a reserved man in his 40s, dressed in a white shirt, black tie, and suit, exuding the aura of a businessman. After boarding the plane, he ordered himself a drink. Besides Cooper, there were 36 passengers on the flight. Shortly after takeoff, around 3 p.m., Cooper summoned the flight attendant and handed her a note. The contents of the note turned the flight attendant pale. It stated that Dan Cooper had a bomb in his bag and instructed her to sit quietly beside him. Stunned, the flight attendant complied. Cooper then partially opened a briefcase to show her its contents, a glimpse of wires and breadsticks. Whether it was a bomb or something else remains unknown. This mysterious crime remains an enigma to law enforcement agencies, with the FBI still unable to solve the case. Dan Cooper, later famously referred to as D.B. Cooper, single-handedly hijacked the passenger plane. After receiving $200,000 in ransom money, he disappeared mid-flight, leaving behind a mystery that still baffles everyone. Did the earth swallow him, or did the sky consume him? Cooper handed the flight attendant a list of demands, which included $200,000 and parachutes. His specifications were meticulous. The ransom had to be paid in $20 bills, and the notes had to be from mixed serial numbers to avoid easy tracking. Cooper threatened to blow up the plane with passengers and crew on board if his demands were not met. When the pilot was informed, he announced over the intercom that the plane would land due to a technical issue. Unbeknownst to the passengers, authorities had been alerted to the hijacking. Upon landing, the airline president approved Cooper's demands to prioritize the safety of passengers. A staff member delivered the ransom money and parachutes to the plane. Cooper released the 36 passengers and one flight attendant, but kept 2 pilots, 1 flight attendant, and a flight engineer on board. Cooper then instructed the pilot to fly the plane toward New Mexico at an altitude of 10,000 feet and a speed of 150 knots. Approximately 20 minutes into the flight, an indicator light in the cockpit signaled that a door had been opened. The pilot contacted Cooper, asking if he needed anything, to which Cooper replied angrily, "No." These were the last words anyone heard from him. It is believed that Cooper jumped out of the plane with the parachute and the ransom money. The FBI later calculated that Cooper requested $20 bills because the total weight of $200,000 in these denominations was 21 pounds, light enough for him to carry during the jump without being lethal, yet difficult to trace. Authorities initially planned to follow the hijacked plane using fighter jets, but the slow speed Cooper requested made the F-106 jets unsuitable. Slower T-33 jets from the Air National Guard were deployed, but by the time they reached the scene, Cooper had already jumped. The plane landed safely, but Cooper was gone, leaving behind only his tie and one parachute. The presumed drop zone was around Lake Merwin. The FBI launched an extensive search, questioning hundreds of people and expanding the search radius. But Cooper seemed to have vanished into thin air. 5 months later, another hijacking attempt occurred, mirroring Cooper's method. The suspect, Richard Floyd, was arrested but was identified as a copycat after the flight attendant confirmed he was not Cooper. Years passed without progress, and the FBI eventually theorized that Cooper might not have survived the jump, given the harsh wilderness and nighttime conditions. In 1980, a young boy discovered $5,800 in decayed $20 bills near a riverbank. The serial numbers matched the ransom money given to Cooper. This strengthened the belief that Cooper might have died during the jump, though some speculated the bills simply fell from his bag. In August 2011, a woman named Marla Cooper claimed that Dan Cooper was her uncle. She recalled overhearing a conversation suggesting a hijacking, and a flight attendant later stated that Marla's uncle resembled the hijacker. Despite this, authorities dismissed the claim, and Cooper's file remained unsolved. In 2016, after 45 years of investigation, the FBI reallocated resources to other cases, but stated they would still accept credible claims. Dan Cooper remains the only hijacker in U.S. history to evade capture. Every year on November 24, a celebration is held at the site of the FBI's first headquarters in Ariel Tavern. People dressed in business suits and parachutes gather to honor the mystery of DB. Cooper, a legend whose true identity and fate remain unknown.